Today we're doing another experiment. It's the first time I've been a part of this, but it's Beth's project. So what are we going to make, Beth?
Well, I expressed to you earlier in the year that I would be interested in making cider sometime, and you told me it was real easy. And then my friend gave me a 3-gallon carboy. And earlier this fall, I bought this cider at Trader Joe's and thought it was tasty. And upon Don's researching ciders, and his results yielded that this would match the description of what's required for store-bought cider.
And we'll do a video right after this intro of that, and we'll go over those details. So we have 3 gallons.
Yeah, much to my delight, I was at Trader Joe's this past weekend, and they still have the cider, and I was able to stock up on 6 of them.
So we have 3 gallons, and as I was mentioning off camera, I don't know where the 3-gallon capacity is on this, but we don't want it to go up to here because it can throw off a little apple croissant, so to speak, so which is foam. So we don't. Well, maybe we'll aim for like here. So, but Beth is gonna sanitize the carboy and sanitize the airlock and stopper. I got a funnel, and we're going to actually. The stuff was on the porch, which is cold now, so we're heating up a portion of it. And we're gonna just shoot for getting it all together to be like 60 to 70 degrees, and we'll go from there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So here's an example of the type of stuff that I've heard is supposed to work. The cider is a brownish color, and as opposed to crystal clear. If it says unfiltered, that's good. If it has junk on the bottom, that's also good. And then the other key is you look at the ingredients, and it should just say, and it should not say some type of, oh, I should have this in front of me, but like sorbate, benzodine, I don't know. It just shouldn't say anything like that. So here you see it says honey, crisp, apple juice, and that's it. So if you have one that has other chemicals listed here, then it will not work as well from what I hear. We sanitized the entire 3-gallon carboy and funnel with Star San, and now we're going to start pouring the cider in there. And actually, for this step, if it's poured in there kind of aggressively and is splashing around, that means it'll be getting aerated, which at this point is a okay thing.
Okay.
Because the yeast like oxygen. We heated up some, and it's like 100 degrees, and this other stuff's probably 40 degrees, so it should probably all work out. Oh, and we took a reading, but we'll get to that in a minute. So basically at this point, we're just going to finish getting all this cider in there. We'll see if we're worried about the temperature or not. We might not be. And get the yeast going. Here. Okay, so that's about all the fuller I think we want to go. And what does it look like for the gravity reading?
It looks like it says 1050.
Okay.
1050.
There you go, which is roughly what it is on my juice. All right, now you get a scissors. You want to snip the corner so you can pour it all out because you don't want to waste any of this. We're just going to use 71B Narbonne wine yeast. So here we go.
Don said I wasn't interested in home brewing.
I'm going to edit that out. All right. So we got yeast in there. All right, so is it all out?
No, I was doing a pat and I felt some.
Well, get it all in there. Jeez Louise, every grain. Actually, that'll be fine because you could use that in a 5-gallon batch, and we only have a whatever gallon batch.
Okay.
2.8.
Well, I don't know.
You don't gotta go
get it
crazy.
all
That's
out.
fine.
What do you do?
You just pour it. Alright, get the airlock. Put that in there. It doesn't have, yeah, firm but not crazy. Okay, that's not the airlock, that's the stopper. Get the airlock, that's the, no, that's right. I said the wrong thing.
Oh.
Now put that in there and give it just a gentle push in there so it's snugged. And there you go. No, that's too far. You don't gotta go all the way down in there. That's probably good. So there we are. So I'll be asking for reports on how it's coming along, and I would say by this time tomorrow it should be bubbling. So here we are. I actually don't know how long it's been. I was gonna look that up. I would say 3 weeks.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And it fermented. And tell us what the reading is, do you think?
Yeah, it looks like it's right at 0.
So it got down to about 0, which is where the ciders would normally get to. The cider juice that I buy from my club, oh, we're done racking it, will actually go below 0, but the stuff that we got from the store is at 0. So we got everything sanitized. We racked it into here just so we can leave a little bit of sediment behind that won't end up in the bottles. Speaking of bottles, we've got an assortment of glass, 12-ounce caps, swing tops, and a couple of plastic ones. And do you want to tell them what you're gonna do with some of the treatments?
Well, Don was suggesting just plain sugar.
For carbonating it.
Just plain sugar. Well, I like a little bit of flavor, so I'm going to try this black cherry juice.
What do we got there? Okay. But
it's
now...
filtered water black cherry juice concentrate.
And so you're going to kind of experiment with amounts, additions?
Yeah. Like I have with my kombucha.
Okay. And of course, it could get carbonated. That's why I suggested a couple plastic ones, so check the carbonation. But I also suggest doing just like half a teaspoon of white sugar and some of these 12-ounce, because that will just get it carbonated. And then you could always add some stuff in the glass. But I guess we're ready to start bottling.
Is this 3 gallons yet?
That I don't know, but we can start bottling here. So what she's doing is just kind of randomly pouring an unmeasured experimental amount of juice in these bottles. And these ones we're just going to do the sugar and they'll be dry, but then these other ones will have this juice in there, and we'll see. So that's going to be pretty dark color then with adding that juice. You can go a little higher.
Okay.
Okay. It drips a little bit, but that's okay. Alright. Beth is bottling her cider.
Sticky sugar.
So here we go with the final 2.5 to 3 gallons, however much we got. This is the juice that didn't get used, but as you can see, like, this is the color of the ones that got actually, well, they're different colors because they got different amounts of juice, but you can see the color of the ones that got the juice treatment and the ones that didn't. And now we'll just keep an eye on the carbonation and give it some tastings. Okay, here we are to try this stuff. It's been really only a little over a week since it got bottled. You notice that even after like a few days, the one in the plastic was getting firmer, like it was getting carbonated. We saw a little ring of fermentation activity on top. Do you remember when you tried your first one?
I think it was just a few days after.
So we did it on Saturday, I think, so early in the week. And it was carbonated, and so we have one that she added the fruit juice to, and one that we only primed with some white sugar. And let's try it.
Okay.
Let's do yeah, we could do that one first, sure. I heard a little bit of hiss. Now this stuff is not clear. It did not get clear. It would probably take some time for it to get clear, if it ever would, but that's not really neither here nor there because it tastes nice. And this is just with Trader Joe's apple juice.
Honey crisp cider. Trader Joe's Honey Crisp Cider.
And as you saw, it got down to 1.000. So, does have a little effervescence. It is a little bit carbonated, and that was just half a teaspoon of white sugar and 12 ounces, and that's what I used to do with beer. If I just wanted to bottle a few bottles of beer, and that would work, and apparently it worked for this.
Yeah.
Now, some people like them pretty dry, with a little tartness. I mean, this I think is drinkable as is.
It is. It's on the drier side. Could we do one of those readings of the alcohol?
All we would have to do is go to a website, and if I take a break, I can go look it up. But I think it was like 1052. I don't know if you remember, or you probably didn't. We probably didn't take notes. Actually, it might be in a video clip that I could maybe find. But so whatever it started at, and then whatever it finished at, and then the difference, you can figure out what the percentage of alcohol is. And this one we didn't dilute with any fruit juice like we did with this one. So let's try this one, and then I might try to sweeten this just for fun. Let's see what this one is. Ooh, baby. That one's real. Now, so this one you would expect to be more carbonated.
Yeah, because of the more sugar.
Exactly. Look at how nice that's foaming up. Let's cap it so we'll keep all your carbonation in there. Now, we tried this one other time, and what was your conclusion of sort of like the difference in, obviously there's a little color from the juice, but how would you compare the taste of the two?
I think from what I recall, it wasn't extremely different.
It was not?
Oh, well, there I got some of the cherry tartness.
Yeah, I think you do.
But it's not, I was expecting it to be sweeter, and it's not very much sweeter.
I agree. So a person would have to use even more of that juice. Or what I do is I use juice concentrate. So you're not diluting the volume as much, and it's a really potent amount of sweet liquid. I mean, we talked about bringing the juice over and pouring some into the glass. I'm just going to do, actually with both of these, that's about a teaspoon. And actually, I don't know, you can just try these quick if you want, but
that's a real lot of sugar.
It wasn't even a teaspoon or a tablespoon, or it might not even make any difference, but I mean, I was just kind of curious. Now I'm kind of like letting the carbonation out by doing this, but I was just kind of curious. You want to try the fruit one? See if it's any sweeter? No?
Yes.
I think that one's marginally sweeter. The reason I was doing that is probably would have to add even more. It kind of goes to show you how much sugar you need to make something sweet to what the taste is that you're used to tasting.
Well, I don't require a lot of sweetness though.
But some people like their ciders a little bit sweeter. Or if you're used to drinking hard seltzer or hard sodas, like those have a lot more of a sweet profile. And yeah, that's not what this is, but my cider when I do it is definitely sweeter than this, so like that's how I like it. But I think we demonstrated that you can make cider at home with store-bought juice fairly easily. Did you think it was much harder than the kombucha that you made?
I guess only because I don't do all that sanitation with the kombucha.
Sanitizing, maybe like larger volume of like bottling. I'm not gonna go look up the alcohol. If you know how to type into a calculator 1052 to 1.000, it's probably like 5.5 or 6.
So it wouldn't have gotten more alcohol as it got.
Yes. Well, but
as
see,
it was sitting on the shelf.
Yeah, because it's still fermenting, but we diluted it too with a little bit of the juice. So then you dilute it a little bit, but then it ferments a little bit more. I mean, you could calculate all this stuff out if you really wanted to, but
But there's not some tool that reads it.
I don't have that tool.
Oh.
I think there is a tool that you can just stick into it and it tells you what the percentage is, but I don't have that kind of a tool. I mean, I know that you can. There's a tool you can stick in and get the. Well, yeah, that's what it would be if you can get the proof. You would be getting alcohol. So, anyway, different way to make cider. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for experimenting.
Welcome.
Bye. I don't.